go to our welcome notes from our CEO, Mr. Andrew McFood. So I give him a round of applause.
Scholarship recipients, Empress, Water Team. This is Wysinco's second year partnering with UP Yout, and our scholarship recipients are moving from 7 to 10, with our scholarships moving from $350,000 to $855,000. Our wow moments at Wysinco are seeing you, our youth, succeed, whether in school, music, athletics. Our Ministry of Education, they have an objective, which from one of my other organizations that I work with, I remember it is every child can learn, every child must learn. And Wysinco really believes this. We have some of the brightest kids in Jamaica. They take, you read about them, GSAT, highest scores, CAPE, CSEC, highest scores, university scholarships. So education and the advancement of it is something we really support. And we want you to work as hard as you can in whatever it is you do to succeed. I want to close by sharing with you Wysinco's values, which we have an acronym, and that acronym is CHIRP. And it really means compassion, humility, integrity, respect, and passion. So I want to just encourage you to follow those values in your life as you grow. They're very good values to have and to talk of.
Thank you for that. Great values there, Andrew. Your company has great values, and we appreciate everything that Wysinco is doing, not just in our Talk Up You community, but across Jamaica, because we see it, we hear it. I want to start that off and say thank you to our future, the adolescents, under 25, the next generation to parent. You are one of the most important people in this country. And that is why I think we're all here today. So Talk Up Youth is more than TV, and it started this is the 6th season, so about 6 years ago. And for those who know, it's one of the hardest things to do. To do something that's positive, that might not be popular yet, to get the support. You hear companies saying, boy, we'll wait and see if it's popular before we support. Why do you want to talk about these things? I'm like, because my mom's a psychologist, and I understand from my readings that talking is therapeutic. And we cannot fix the issues in our country if we don't understand how they begin, if we don't understand what they are. So that is really what Talk Up Youth is about, for stakeholders, educators, and parents to kind of get into the mind of the children and the adolescents, the teenagers, and understand what they're going through, so we can all collectively stand together and help them on their journey. We know the issues. Violence affects the young people more than anybody else. The people who are committing the act, usually what? Young people. When you can't find a job and you're frustrated, it causes all kind of other issues in the family. Poverty is a crime, says Marcus Garvey. I hate to see poverty. I hate to see young people depressed. I hate to see people who don't understand the needs of the majority. And Talk Up Youth just wants to stay another 20 years serving young people, and then also serving teachers and parents, educators, and corporate Jamaica of the ideas that the youth can stimulate and what their true needs are. And it's so important that I see all of you here today. You know who you are, you're all going to be recognized. The Talk Up Youth family, the young people. Your voices are so important. I've met you all at different places and different stages, and I'm watching you grow, and I'm on the phone with you, and I'm in the chat groups with you, and I know what you're going through. But I just want you to always remember where you're coming from. And gratitude is one of the most important things that you can show anybody. And so when companies like Wysinco and Talk Up Youth give you a little bit of attention and a little bit of support, no matter where you reach in life, I encourage you to make sure that you too give back to somebody else in need. And I can tell you, corporate Jamaica, we all know why we have to have security, because there's a problem in our in our society. And that problem usually starts at early adolescence, right there when they're 10 years old. And they're growing up in certain families or certain communities, and the stress is there. It causes all kind of issues going into their later teens and then into adulthood. So it's important for us, those who can, those who have the information and have different kinds of education, to help. And I think I just want everybody to understand how important it is to give, and how important it is to show gratitude, and how important it is that you find somebody in a lesser situation than you, young people. Each one of you has to find somebody that you too can support, because we don't live in a country alone. It's about a collective group of people, and each one affects the other. Each one's attitude affects the other. So sometimes we talk about stigmatization in the communities, and we wonder why. That's because of what your next brother did do. And if you were able to lift him up and help him through, then maybe that wouldn't happen and you then wouldn't be affected. And then corporate Jamaica and individuals, if we don't continue to lift up and support our young people, then we will be the first ones that they hold the gun to kill, because they said, not now, one. So unfortunately, that is the society we live in. We have to help each other. And then young people who I said are going to lead Jamaica in the next 10 years, they have bright, fresh ideas. And I think we need to listen to them. We need to give them a chance to express themselves. And I think inspiration and motivation from the surveys on our website, I think 80-something% of young people, when answering those surveys across Jamaica, said that the one thing they need most is motivation and inspiration. Then you get jobs. Then you get all the other stuff. But that is really one of the most important things. And I think that's what Talk About has been able to do, not just for those on the show, but also those who are receiving it through the television, because we have gotten the responses. So this is the second time around, and I want to thank CranWata 2 years in, not just because you're giving the scholarships, but because you actually really care, and then you're on the road and you're passionate about it. So when you see Chrisanne and Africa and Janine's response when we're on the road, activating and stimulating new ideas and change in the communities, you can see that they really care. And it has to come from there. Right? So I want to thank you for that you're giving these young people a second opportunity, this second allotment of investment into their career or skills development. This is so important. And young people, I just ask you and charge you to never give up. Always remember, even when you go to the supermarket, and you buy a water, make sure you buy the right water. Because if you don't keep building the wealth of this company, then they can't continue their services. And it's the same with Talk About. If you forget to watch, you forget to share, you forget to continue in the conversation because you're not in the season, we can't keep growing, we can't keep changing lives, and we won't have another opportunity in season 7 to bring in another 13, 15 young people that can benefit from our network and our partnership with other companies. So I just want to also now go to the parents and beg you to, sisters, where are the sisters? Sisters, mothers, aunts, no fathers here today. We need to find men in the society, in the community, that can empower them and lift them up. And if you see men in your life and your community, I'm going to talk, because a lot of the problems that I see through our programming affecting young people is the role models. Who they're around. Not there to lift them, not there to motivate them, and not there to support them financially. And that's a problem. So when we talk about the mental issues, social issues in our society, we have to understand that it starts there. Whatever happened to our children and us is what's going to happen to their children if we don't fix it now. Please, no matter what's going on, don't you ever tell them that they're not doing good enough, because everything that they're doing is good enough, because they're waking up and they're trying. even though the circumstances aren't the best sometimes, no matter what it is. And I'm begging you parents to empower yourself to be better than who you are, because each one of us has to grow. Even when you're a CEO of a company, I'm sure you do things to build your skills, or you read, or you educate yourself, whatever it is. You have to grow with your children. And I think now is the time that we get militant. Now is the time that we decide that we are not going to promote everything that doesn't lift our young people. We need to put our energy into the education, into the mental upliftment and healing of our youth. And I ask you to make sure that your children are happy. Make sure that you support them. Allow them to have a voice no matter what. Even if you don't like what they're saying, let them say it. Because there's a reason why they're doing it. And if they don't, it's going to cause a lot of problems later on. Psychologists will tell you. So today's a good day where we continue to lift you up, young people, lift your voices, and we help to lift your skills and your education. And before I leave, I just want to also remind everybody, because as I said, I'm always grateful that 6 years ago, 20-something companies said no to supporting my vision of Talk Up Youth. And I stand here today and I'm looking at all of you and I'm like, wow. And I'm like, you know, if it wasn't for Butch Hendrickson of National Baking Company, there would have never been this program. So 6 years of investing and saying change a life. And now with other partners like Wasinko, we're changing more than one in many ways. So we give thanks, we never forget where we're coming from, but we know that we're going to great things and going to achieve great things through you and through these partnerships that we are seeing here today. National Baking Company, CranWata, you the young people, and Talk Up Youth. So I thank you all and enjoy your celebration.
That there's some balloons tied to your chairs, and there's also some pink paper and some pens on your tables. What I would like you all to do is write down your educational and life goals. We're going to release them into the universe. So we're going to tape them on the balloons, and then we're all going to go outside. We're just going to close our eyes and just release them so that one day all of our dreams will come true. 3, 2, 1.